Hi everyone, welcome to Thursday's literacy lesson. Hopefully you've already had the chance to watch Mrs. Lane's video on Monday, which spoke about beginning your story, so story starters and adjectives that you can use. On Tuesday you spoke with Mrs. Buffin, or she spoke with you, about using capital letters and full stop, so going back and checking that you have those two things in is very important. On Wednesday, you spoke with Mrs. Brown. Now, Mrs. Brown talked about editing and spelling errors. So hopefully with the help of a parent or a big brother and sister, they might be able to correct your spelling errors, which is great. So you're now up to your final piece, okay, where you're publishing and illustrating your work. Now, if you have access to an iPad or a laptop, to present this digitally will be a really, impressive move for your teacher. So if you do have access to a device, then using programs such as Word, Microsoft Word, Keynote or Clips will be very important. So if you're using Clips, you can take a photo of your writing and then you can read it to your teacher. So kind of doing two things at once, which is very impressive. If you're doing it by hand and you are writing it in your writing books or on a good sheet of paper, please make sure you have corrected your work or someone has reread your work, okay? It is your final piece, so we don't really want to see many mistakes or errors. Okay, so like I said, if you're doing your good copy on a device, then you can use different programs, okay? Have a look at what's on your iPad. You can even use notes on your iPad and then record yourself speaking and reading your story. You also need to include an illustration. So if you're using a device, you need to include a picture. You might get your picture from Google, or you could even take a photo of something that you've drawn and upload it. If you are doing your final piece of your story using handwriting, you can definitely draw a picture as well. So remember, this is your final piece of work. It is your good copy. There shouldn't be many errors as all of your teachers have spoken to you and guided you to this final stage. Please, if you have any questions, ask your teacher. And there is a due date, so I will check in with you tomorrow for your last lesson of your final publishing. But the due date is by week 5, so Monday of week 5. If you can get this to your teacher over the weekend or even on Friday, tomorrow, then that would be very impressive, and I'm sure that they would love to see that. So if you have any questions, please ask your teacher. Bye.